All right. Well, the president is saying right now he's getting a little bit better feelings about maybe the prospect of striking an agreement or at least having a productive chat with Kim Jong-un of North Korea after he met with Xi Jinping of China. I believe it was the first time the North Korean leader was outside the country, certainly since coming to power back in 2011. What can we make of this and where this is all going? To Hudson Institute senior military fellow Rebeccah Heinrichs. Rebeccah, do you think that these tariffs, in a weird way, maybe not such a weird way, pave the way for this, for China to try to get North Korea involved, to be talking, to be doing something, to be looking productive, that this was much more than an economic play and that the president kind of forced the issue on them and so far, to potentially good results?
You know, Neil, that's possible. The way I look at this, though, is, North Korea and China are still allies. China is the patron of North Korea. And the fact that Kim Jong-un decided that this was a time for him to go over to China and get that photo op, shaking the hand of Xi Jinping and, making sure that the alliance is close again, because it hasn't been going so well since he started popping off missiles and testing nukes. What that does is it really strengthens his hand going into these talks with President Trump. And it should remove any doubt that if the United States decided to use preemptive force against North Korea, that there's almost a 100% chance that you're going to draw China into that, and that it'll be the United States versus China in a war over North Korea, and that is something that nobody wants. So I'm still very worried. I put me in the category of being very pessimistic about how this negotiation is going to turn out. But I don't blame President Trump for being optimistic and for appearing optimistic, because if you're going to negotiate, you got to look like you're really going to give it a good faith effort, and that's certainly what he's doing.
At first, I was thinking they were trying to find a way to find a mutual place at which to sit down and talk to each other. Maybe that will prove to be China. I know Steve Bannon created some stir, I think it was last week, talking about the fact that this was sort of the drama beneath the surface here, even before we knew of this meeting, and that the tariffs were a way to extract the Chinese to do more. What do you think of that notion that the president is working a multi-front here?
I mean, that sounds very much like President Trump. I was wrong about President Trump pursuing, renegotiating this trade deal with South Korea in the midst of this. I was worried that that might create, splintering the alliance at a time when we needed to be closer. But instead, he was able to extract a good deal for the United States. Obviously, the dynamic is different with China. But he's very good at really getting a lot of leverage, for the United States, and certainly putting pressure on China in a variety of ways. It puts China in a position where it's got to do something to help us. But again, it does make me a little bit concerned whenever you see what appeared to be camaraderie between the two leaders. You
know what I was thinking, and you're too smart to say this, I thought the Chinese were going to kill the guy, or he was going to disappear, and that problem solved. Would it have been problem solved if he had been, just taken out?
If he just he went over there for a meeting and he disappeared, and nobody knew what happened to him. It just went on a long walk and never came back. That has always been my preferred option, is for the Chinese to desire peace on the Korean Peninsula earnestly and not to fear the United States, being in the region, and for China to just understand it's in everybody's interest to just take care of the problem and end the Kim regime that way. That is best case scenario. Unfortunately, this is the real world, power politics, and China appears not to believe that's in its interest.
All right. Well, I know Ludlam made a lot of good novels out of them, so we'll see. Rebeccah, thank you very much.
Neil.
Rebeccah Heinrichs.